everyone, what's going on? Joey here. Are you ready for the semifinals? Because that's what we're going to talk about right now. Let's go through all the clues, which there are a lot, talk about the previews we've seen so far, and just have a little bit of fun. Anyway, before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started.
Welcome to the semifinals!
So yes, this week's episode is going to be a little bit different. As you know, last week it was on a Thursday. Now we're back to a Wednesday, but it's a little funky because it's an 2-hour-long episode. That's right, 2 hours of The Masked Singer, depending where you're at here in the East Coast. We're 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yes, I had to double check my listing because I was like, 2 hours of Masked Singer? Really? 2? And the next week, remember, it's a sing-along, so there's no episode next week. Kind of wish they didn't do the sing-along and then we just do part 1 of the semifinals this week and part 2 next week. But hey, we don't make the rules here. Sometimes we do, though. Anyway, long story short, we have such an exciting episode, and I am so excited because we get to see the Super 6 perform the best of Group A, B, and C. And behind me, that consists of the Sun, the Popcorn, the Seahorse, we have the Crocodile, the Jellyfish, and the Mushroom. And if things go right, because a lot of you guys are sending me messages online, if things go right, we could potentially see a full female finals. Because right now, you have these 3 that are female. You got male, female, and male. So this is going to be very interesting. This week's episode will have a guest host. We're getting Craig Robinson, which, for those who don't know, he is the host of The Masked Dancer, which I think is hiding behind this board. See a little corner of it? It's behind it. Don't worry. We're going to get a new one because we get we finally get an update that there's definitely 10 contestants over 8 weeks, which is funny because it leads you to believe that The Masked Singer could premiere again if you follow the timeline right after the Super Bowl. So you heard it here first. We could get the season 5 of The Masked Singer after the Super Bowl. Let's see what happens, Anyway, looking at the Super 6, we do know there's some people who are a lot stronger than others. But if you look at the preview clip, man, supposedly we're going to get a group performance. I doubt that we will, but this is what the preview clip looks like.
Super 6 will all give the performance of a lifetime as they fight to reach the finale.
She came down late.
And by the end of the night, only 3 will be left standing.
It is a triple unmasked.
So now, let's go through the audio and the clues we have so far for all 6 of them. This is going to be a longer video just because I wanted to pull out like the most important clues from every single episode. We've seen them all 3 times now. So like the mushrooms clues just keep going and going. So yeah, that's the mushroom right there, and the jellyfish and the crocodile. So anyway, we're going to go through some of the biggest clues, and then at the end, stay for the pitch correct audio. That way you can listen to it. We're going to probably go backwards, starting off with the mushroom, because you guys still have no idea who it is, and it's quite funny because I do, and you guys are arguing with each other, and it's fun. This is what makes the show fun. Anyway, starting off with the sneak preview, he says, if you want to know who's under my mask, you need to figure out who's under my hats. He goes, how does a mushroom grow into a healer and a scholar? I sprouted up underground, young, scrappy, and fungi. Which there were a ton of Hamilton references in that clue package. I know that very first one. We see a hot dog stand with a brown hat, a green grasshopper playing a violin. We see cheese, gardening tools, a giant tulip, which is funny because there's a tulip in The Masked Dancer. Could that be any kind of connection? I highly doubt it, but we see a tulip with a tie, and that all shows in that clue package right there. Mushroom says that he was in the rat race at a job that would surprise you. So some kind of job that would be like, are you kidding me? You were there? You worked there? After that, he says the world turned upside down when they got the shot to turn their hobby into a career. He said, but people didn't understand them and they kept on grinding and growing until someone said yes to him. He says, now I'm able to rise up and help others grow. It might have been a broken road to get here, but it means the world to share my story on this stage. So those are the package from that one episode. Next is the other episodes. We have the second clue package started off at North Spore High School. He says, just like every young shroom, he knew that he was off beat. Someone says by him saying beat refers to more of like music beats. In that clue package, we've seen orange slice, a cup of orange juice, Sunny set up eggs, 2 black beetles, bedazzled sunglasses, and a tiara. Mushroom is seen holding a Mean Girl-esque burn book with a picture of a buck and the kangaroo from season 3. They went on to say, "You can't sit with us," another Mean Girls reference. He says, "I was around strange food and customs, but then I realized under the surface we're all entangled together as one. And even a porcini or a creamy can be a prom queenie." Why is that so hard to say? I have no idea. They were a nerd and outcast who decided to proudly share their unique gift. They keep calling themselves weird, which is kind of strange on why someone would call themselves that publicly. Mushroom's third package came from a government agent, which shows the Mushroom's secret confidant, because obviously this guy has connections with the White House because they mentioned the president at the end. So maybe Google your person that you're guessing and type in, I think at that point this person would have been in with Obama because I don't think Trump let anyone into the White House. So look up your favorite guest plus Obama and see who comes up. This top secret person is surrounded by a doll with brown hair, a water jug with a brown hat, which we have to remember something. Every single clue package for the Mushroom has hats in it. Always has hats in it. We see a flashing red light and a red telephone, and there's another telephone behind it too. This is 2 telephones. They said, off the record, Mushroom has always been a go-getter. In high school, the Mushroom was class president with a GPA of 4.0. The yearbook says KIT, which is keep in touch and stay cool. The yearbook also had a couple weird names to it. Morrow Hesher, Funga Smith, Woodear Hollison. So I don't know if these are famous people who went to school with or just puns off of different kinds of mushrooms. He said, whether it's helping underprivileged youth or making phone calls for important causes, Mushroom work ethic is unrivaled. Then we see an empty ring, which is like a boxing ring. We see a bull, and then his game-changing clue says, don't open, especially on TV on the outside. And then inside it says, the name that I go by now was not the name when I first sprouted. So he obviously changed his name. Anyway, that's all the clues we have for the Mushroom. Let's go over to the Jellyfish. The sneak preview, she says, I assure you that while I may be cold-blooded, I have a warm and glowing flow with H2O. Her first clue package had her reading a little bedtime story called The Little-ish Jellyfish. She says, once upon a time, I reigned supreme over an entire underwater kingdom, but after moving from coast to coast, my kingdom started to feel like a gilded cage. Then red and white fans, white lilies, an organ, tons of pipes, a tiara, a sort of like a flower crown, and baby powder all appear in that clue package. She said that she got to branch out and experience what she missed out on, like making friends, going to parties, and being free. There's a sign that says new rules, no tough guys, no can't just get enough guys, no cheat always so puffed guys, which is a Billie Eilish clue. There's a reference to Coachella as in Glowcella. She said she's going with the flow in a new adventure and that she's super competitive and usually best at what she does. She's seen with angelfish. In that clue package, we see a couple things, a film projector, a ship called the USS Big Bird, a triangle, cereal, and then a lightsaber. She says that she's here at this competition without her family, which is portrayed by having 5 different jellyfish on the screen. She said that her parents are her C's knees, sacrificing time and career so that she can follow her job and her dream. She says that Papa Jelly helped her engineer her entire world, and they're doing yoga together. The third clue package had a calculator set to 57714, which supposedly if you flip it upside down says hills, or something like that. We see a tic-tac board, a rainbow fidget spinner, a coffee mug, a golden stapler, and a palm plant. Jellyfish has always been the rebel of our by-the-book family and is really the overachiever. Then from there, her sister says that she's always eager to challenge herself in new arenas, so that could be just in different facilities. Then the Jellyfish is seen in a karaoke bar kind of singing along. Jellyfish's magical clue was the tiger. She says if you can't earn your stripes and pounce on this clue, grrr. And then the other game-changing clue was a message in a bottle. If you find this, you know I've never performed on stage quite like this before. I know, it's a lot of clues and a very long video. Next is the Crocodile over here. The sneak peek preview episode. I'm calling like 45 different names. Sneak preview, sneak preview. No? I don't know. The special peek episode. See, I did it again. A special set of keys reverse changed my game forever. Tic tac. Whoa. The first clue package took place in a lagoon with tiki torches and a tropical paradise. He says, soon I'll croon and make you swoon. I know. It's goofy, but I like it. I'm a crooner anyway. He says being the crocodile was natural because he's happiest in the water. He's seen sliding down a slip and slide, a yellow one, with red heart balloons around it. He says that he was surrounded by Hollywood, heartache, and instability. He then says that he's a warm, sensitive creature who just wants to be loved back. We see a rainbow, a hotel, a fountain, which kind of all that gives us a Vegas vibe. He says, I can't wait to share my hidden talent as I make a wicked big splash. Hidden talent, which is weird because we know this person is a singer. So for him to say the hidden talent really doesn't make much sense because not that he's a hidden talent. We all knew he was a singer. The next clue package started outside the house. It's head number 5 on the door. We see an American flag, a pirate flag, and a pond with lily pads in the backyard. Inside, we see an anchor, hairspray, a mirror ball, and a Crocodile family reunion 2014. The backyard, we see an orange tree with dead roses, and he said that he used to stand in his backyard performing for each weed and rose petal. He said his father didn't believe in his talent and that he eventually performed and gave his father a paycheck of $100 in which he cried actual crocodile tears. The third clue package came from his friend, the interviewer to the stars. We see a red speedboat, a toy airplane, a house of cards, a lottery ticket with 130 million on it, and then a globe. This person says, we've been all around the world together. Once we traveled to 6 countries in 100 hours. The Croc says, I go relentlessly, step by step to the beat of the high note at a video game, and that he has a one-track mind. His childhood clue was a piñata with dolphins inside, and his game-changing clue was the bee from season 1, which was Gladys Knight. She read the clue, Croc is a huge cult classic movie fan. So yeah, next we have the Seahorse. Here we go. The sneak peek episode, I said it right. Living in the ocean can be dangerous, so it's always good to find a quiet place to hide. Her first clue, and there's a lot of clues in this whole thing, which was kind of Western themed. So it starts off in the OK Corral. She's seen wearing a cowboy hat and blowing bubbles. She's having a tea party over a fire with a teapot over the fire. We see 2 dogs, we see a rainbow-colored frog, and a dove while they're sitting there pretty much enjoying their tea by the fire. She says, all my life I've been trapped in my insecurities and shyness, too scared to release the fire burning within. And she says it all with a southern accent. She says, you may call me melodramatic, but at times I felt lost in this world. Then we see dolphins getting lassoed by cowboys. She kind of gives us like this kind of hint that she has this country vibe to her. And I mean, that's probably showing that she's a country singer. We also see a sign that says Emotion Ocean. The next clue package started with her on a wagon. More country clues. She shows up to the Under the Sea Saloon and Rodeo and has a place your bet sign out front. She says, I'm a bit tame in my normal life, but when I stepped into this costume, my inner diva Seahorse fears comes alive. So this person's obviously someone that acts really quiet and calm in the public, and with this costume on, she's being her true self. The men in black are wearing Daisy Dukes because why not? Then we see a clown with a fail sign, a bull, a green light, a broken heart that says a dream is a wish your heart makes, which is a Disney reference. You know that song. She said that when she was young, she acted like a hero and wanted to make a name for herself. Heartbroken, she posted up in her room for what felt like 1,000 years, spilling her soul into a page. So this is obviously a songwriter. Like many people lately, she's been experiencing unimaginable loss and pain, obviously with the pandemic going on. The third clue package came from her spiritual advisor, who was a box of tissues. We do know that this person who we think it is uses a lot of tissues, so I guess maybe that's where that clue comes from. I don't really understand that one. That's what I'm thinking. He describes the Seahorse as the girl next door with just a backpack and a guitar ready to work. Then he goes on to say, I must confess, she even makes this tough hombre cry. She's just so unassuming, she doesn't even know how good she really is. Of her costume, she says, it's just so much fun to have this alter ego, honestly. And sometimes, just to put on a mask, you really get yourself a chance to shine. Her childhood clue was a periwinkle balloon with colored rainbow feathers inside. And her game-changing clue was from the former contestant astronaut, Hunter Hayes. The clue reads, Seahorse was never in a girl group. Of course, Seahorse says, that's right, guys. I've never been in a girl group, always been solo. Whew, there's a lot going on. Next is the popcorn. The sneak peek episode says, when you watch my on-screen performance, it will be in 3D. Dynamic, delightful, and divalicious. Then they say, mirror, mirror on the wall, what makes me the biggest miracle of all? Biggest miracle. It's kind of weird that she refers to herself as Miracle, right? The first clue package had a lot of things looking at it, okay? First, it was in New York City. We see a Sex in the City homage, as in Snacks in the City. We see a bus going down the street with a Broadway-esque kind of billboard on it. She says that you can call her Ms. Popcorn if you're tasty. She speaks in a strong New York accent. She said that she built her career around love, but that doesn't mean she's soft. We see a green snake, a partly eaten apple, which I'm pretty sure says New York City, meatloaf, Vogue and Better Home magazine. We see tigers, a starfish with gold hoops on them, and they mention jet setting off with a prince. So, pretty cool right there. After that is from the next clue packages. From there, we kind of get this, like, drama, like daytime soap drama feel going on. It started off with the corn and the beautiful, which I'm pretty sure that's what? The Bold and the Beautiful, right? I don't know. I don't really watch daytime television. She says that she picked up popcorn because she wanted to step further out of her comfort zone, but her favorite part of the show was flirting with Nick. She says that she wasn't always the healthiest treat because she was once sick, very young. She was in bed and suffering from a bizarre condition where she couldn't eat or sleep, and led to anxiety of her feeling like she was in an emotional prison. Then we see 3 cats, and then we see 16 candles that are shaped in the realm of 16, like 16 like that way. We see a hair crimper, a Rubik's Cube, and a rainbow colored flag. Her third clue package came from her best friend. She says, I know popcorn through a mutual friend, technically a queen associate. So someone who's obviously worked with this other famous person that we don't know who it is. I know, it doesn't help you out. We see a lot of different stuff. We see a stuffed deer, a sewing kit, bunny ears on top of a bowl of matzo ball soup. We see gray stones. Her friend says, I never get to see popcorn sing at her friend's famous karaoke parties. Her loved one's special clue was, to my friends up there, not only have I been here before, but in the show's history, one of you have also guessed me as the popcorn. Whew. We got one more to go, guys. I know, it's a ton of clues, but you should be checking your list and going back and forth and seeing if we have the same thing. Because sometimes, to be honest with you, I'll have some clues on here that you may not have, or vice versa. And I know that I'm skipping over some of them just because it's a lot to go ahead and go through these clues. So next is the sun, and the final one. Thank God. The sneak peek episode says the sun knows how to shine like a torch even during the freezing winter, which tells me they sang at some kind of Winter Olympics, right? Torch. A badge with fun director and a gold card member is shown on a card. They said that I've had some extreme seasons in life. Then we see the Masked Singer Men in Black are seen bathing in a pool with floaties. The pool has a shallow depth of 2 feet and 7 feet. I don't think that means anything, but hey, you never know. We see a dog, we see asteroids, planets, a tennis racket, a jaguar, and Mickey Mouse ears. She says, when I sprung into existence, I felt like the center of the universe. At first, stardom was great, but then it was a ton of pressure. She says she got burnt out and fell into a deep depression. She says, I was frozen, but with darkness of a quiet place, I transformed into a ray of light. She says she missed out on a lot of her childhood growing up in a fractured home, but she's made up for that discovering childlike outlets to make life magical. Magical, I feel like, is another reference to Disney, right? Because Disney's all about magic. We see a black widow, an hourglass birds, a heart-shaped blue butterfly. Then she's shown in the woods leaving footprints behind, saying that she loves her toes in the dirt, which tells you maybe this is a country person once again. She says that she became a wizard cooking up tasty treats for like-minded and material girls, so maybe that means she's also a songwriter, because she's making treats. Or does she actually cook or bake? She says, I'm always looking on the bright side, burning ugly rumors out of my life, as she's pictured in a circle of candles. The next clue packages are from her third clue package, came from her soulmate, S-O-L. Soulmate. Get it? You get it? No? Anyway. The soulmate is sitting next to a wind chime with blue angels on it, cow figurines, and a blue sleeping bag. He says he and the son have made the most of their time off by taking an RV out on road trips. And a welcome to Baltimore sign starts flashing on the screen. A sign for Alaska is shown, and the sun is next to greetings from Mexico sign. So I mean, these people really traveled a lot during the quarantine. Now, a few clues on stage. She says, well, when I put this mask on, I felt like it was a reflection of who I am personally, and I like it. Her drone clue was a magic 8-ball. Will this magic 8-ball help you conjure up my identity? Outlook not so hot. That's kind of what it said. And the last clue was, and the last one of all of them, her loved one's special clue was, now panel, I got you a game-changing clue. The sun is actually golden. She's got at least one single that went certified gold. Whew! Alright, so those are all the clues in like 20 minutes. I know, it's a lot. Let's go through the pitch correct audio. Here you go.
The second rock from the sun may be far away.
The second rock from the sun may be far away.
Venus.
But it should bring you closer to me.
Will this magic 8-ball help you conjure up my identity? Outlook not so hot.
Will this magic 8-ball help you conjure up my identity? Outlook not so hot.
I just cracked the case wide open because this clue has an important porpoise to it.
I just cracked the case wide open because this clue has an important porpoise to it.
Light as a feather, heavy on clues. This should help you not confuse.
Light as a feather, heavy on clues. This should help you not confuse.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but it makes for a pretty sweet clue.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but it makes for a pretty sweet clue.
If you can earn your stripes and pounce on this clue,
If you can earn your stripes and pounce on this clue,
So there you guys go. Feel free to comment below who you think they may be. We have a reveal video for every single person in this video except for the mushroom. Actually, technically we did one the other day, and if you watched it, you know which way I'm leaning. But feel free to comment below who you think they are. And thank you so much for hanging out for me for 20 minutes. This was a hard one to get through, but it's always fun to do this stuff with you guys. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you are subscribed, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.